It's the Formula One of chess.
The most dramatic format ever.
The very best players.
From around the world.
Playing against each other.
And the clock.
Face-to-face competition.
Last player standing wins.
Chess like you've never seen before.
This is Armageddon.
It's fast, it's furious, it's the future of chess. The Armageddon Championship Series is reinventing the game for television. Created to introduce the sport to a whole new audience. It's the ultimate chess showdown of the year. Hosted from a specially created arena at the World Chess Club Berlin, 32 of the game's finest minds will come together over 5 tournaments to play against each other and the clock. At stake, an Armageddon Championship title. The tournament is split into 3 regional heats and a Women's Week. 8 players take part in each event. 6 Grand Masters and 2 qualifiers from an online regional tournament. The best 2 players from each event will go through to September's grand finale.
Chess is the ultimate mental combat sport.
Keeps your mind active and engaged.
It's a deep, strategic game.
That is for old, young, black, white, male, female, absolutely everyone on Earth.
No one has ever thought of making an event like this before, so it's history if you win it.
Game on.
The series uses a double elimination format, where the winners progress to the next round, while the losers must play again to try and join them there. Each match consists of 2 blitz games of 3 minutes plus 2 seconds. If it's all square after that, an Armageddon deciding game comes into play. White has 5 minutes on the clock, black 4, but white has to win to claim victory. The Americas series begins this year's championship with some of the region's best players competing over 7 days and 14 matches. The opening 2 days saw all 8 contestants at the board. Canada's Eric Hansen producing the first checkmate of the tournament against online qualifier Renato.
This looks fantastic for black. The king is totally trapped. Can he defend? Checkmate on the board. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
That excitement was nothing compared to the Armageddon game between 23-year-old Andrew Tang and 5-time Cuba champion Leinier Dominguez. Simon Williams and Jovanka Huska calling the moves.
Oh look, they can't even move the pieces correctly. They're going so quickly here. They're moving so quickly, we can't even keep up now. That was crazy.
And it is Andrew Tang who wins the match.
The first round complete. The 4 losers went into the lower bracket to play each other for a chance to stay in the tournament and progress to the next round. Another innovation for the Armageddon series are the heart rate monitors the players wear to showcase the tension of playing against the clock. Those heart rates were going through the roof as Leinier Dominguez faced his second Armageddon game, defending black against Robson.
Oh dear, it's chaos on the board, and is Dominguez going to be able to do it this time? I really, after yesterday, I kind of want Dominguez to not lose this one. And Ray's just moving so quickly, but he's got 1 second. 1 second, he's down on time. Oh wow, Dominguez goes through the Armageddon, and I'm happy about that after yesterday.
Back in the upper bracket, number 1 seed and 3-time US champion Wesley So continued to impress, beating Renato 2-0.
And there goes the pawn. This is the only way that white can try to win.
3.
Wesley grabs another pawn over there, but look at white's pawn, which is near to the king. It's only 2 squares from queening. Can Wesley control it? A check there. The black king is now in a very bad situation, and that pawn, can he get it 2 squares forwards? If he can, he will win. The rook comes back to attack the knight. They're repeating a little bit just to gain some time on the clock. I think Wesley has this under control at the moment.
And Terry's leaving himself 1 second.
1 second. This is crazy. He's got to play something, but he's not making any progress.
Just move the king. Just bring any piece in. Oh, and he lost on time.
Wow.
The next match between the two other unbeaten players, online qualifier Jose Martinez and Andrew Tang, went all the way to Armageddon.
I really like Black's position. Black has this lovely coordination with all of his bits there. The queen can cause trouble, but can it cause enough trouble? White comes in. White has to win this game. Can White do it in time? The rook comes in with check. The pieces are going to fly. They are flying. And they flew before. It's getting random. It seems like Jose's the quicker player.
He is the quicker player, but he doesn't have so much time. He only has 11 seconds to 16 seconds, and these pawns are just running. Whoa, what happened there? What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's
Oh!
happening?
Andrew has not done the wrong move. That pawn did go correctly up the board. It did not go 2 squares up the board. It was very clear there. And he's agreed, I think, that Tang has won. That was the right decision.
Those victories for So and Tang, ensuring their places in the next round. Who joined them there would be decided by matches 9 and 10 on day 5 of competition. Jose Martinez and Olympic gold medal winner Sam Shankland played out 2 tense draws to force an all-deciding Armageddon game.
Sam is completely winning here, Jovanka. Those pawns are going to queen first of all.
Yeah, but can he do it in the allocated time? Yeah, another pawn comes down, it gives a check. It's okay. Sam getting ready with his queen, giving a check. And all he has to do now is just start guarding against White's only trump in the position, the passed pawn.
He's got 14 seconds left. If Sam doesn't lose on time, he will win this game. But it's all down on the clock. Can he checkmate with 10 seconds left on the clock? He should be doing it. The knight and queen are coming in to get to the white king there.
Just give a check.
But he's got to move so quickly. This should be checkmate. In a couple of moves. Next move, checkmate. He hasn't done it yet.
But it's going to happen now, and here it goes. Whew.
Woof. A great win for Sam there.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Leinier Dominguez found himself in another Armageddon game, this time against underdog and online qualifier Renato.
And White totally in control, and he's just swapping off pieces here. The pawn coming through the middle. The only danger for Dominguez if he starts freezing. He comes in with a very vicious idea. The pawns are moving forwards, and this is looking horrible.
Oops.
Horrible for Black, but he's playing so quick.
He is.
Can he do this?
No, he cannot do this.
He's doing it. He's playing so quick, but he's moving the pieces everywhere. Put the pieces on the right squares. Okay, and still 4 seconds versus 17. The kings are coming across. And his position is getting better, but the pieces, where are they? 1 second, and he's down on time. He is down on time. There's some argument here. Renato with the black pieces, he moved his knight to check Dominguez. White did nothing about the check, but played an illegal move. But where is that knight? It's not on the right square. We have our result through. Dominguez is the winner.
After all that confusion, the penultimate day's play turned out to be short and sweet. In the lower bracket, Leinier Dominguez and Sam Shankland played out a fighting draw before Shankland sacrificed his rook in the second game to set up a well-deserved victory. The second match of the day saw the tournament's 2 unbeaten players face off against each other. After drawing the first blitz game against number 1 seed Wesley So, Andrew Tang started game 2 with his favourite London system opening. But Wesley countered by pushing his kingside pawns in an aggressive manner to set up a thrilling finale.
What's Andrew going to do here? Andrew's bishop is another major problem. Look at White's bishop on the right-hand side. The black pawns are trapping that bishop into the position. Wesley doing more very thematic ideas here, trying to swap off, and Andrew has sacrificed his queen. It may be a sign of desperation. What's he doing? He's going for a counter attack. Possibly his best chance. When your position is bad, take risks, roll the dice, have a little gamble. And, well, it is a queen, though, and a queen is a queen.
A queen is a queen. I mean, there was one big trap on the board, which, of course, Wesley is not falling for. He could not capture that pawn because of knight takes pawn check, which would fork the king and queen. And pawn takes pawn, bishop takes knight on the board, And now all that Wesley has to do is just capture the pawn on f6 and just use the magnificent power of the queen to start mopping up those pawns on the queen side.
It must be a winning position for Wesley, but can he keep his nerve? His heart rate is around the same, very high. He's got the queen for a bishop and a rook, and the queen is stronger than the bishop and the rook. The bishop and rook, they can't really coordinate together. We all know how strong the queen is. It can zap around the board like a stinging bee. And that was a good last move from Andrew because he's guarding that rook with his bishop. He gives a check, but now, I don't know, it just looks horrible for Andrew. The black pawn might be coming up the board. Here it comes. This could be the end for Andrew.
Okay, giving a check. I'm expecting queen takes pawn. No, he doesn't go for queen takes pawn. Instead, he attacks the bishop and the f2 pawn drops. And with that, the rook is going to fall and we see a resignation. And Wesley So wins the game.
A result that sees him progress straight to the final, while Tang will face off against Sam Shankland to see who plays him there. Join us after the break for all the action from the final day of the America's Armageddon Championship Series in Berlin. Welcome back to Berlin and the final day of the America's Armageddon Championship Series. 8 players started the tournament, 3 are still standing, each with a chance of walking away with the regional title and a place in September's grand finale. Wesley So arrived in Berlin as the top seed and has more than lived up to his billing. Victories against Sam Shankland, Renato and Andrew Tang, leaving him 1 match away from being crowned champion here at the World Chess Armageddon Arena. After losing to So in round 1, Sam Shankland hasn't put a foot wrong, beating Hansen, Jose Martinez and Leinier Dominguez in the double elimination format of the tournament. Andrew Tang's reputation as one of the fastest players online was on show as he overcame Leinier Dominguez and Jose Martinez before losing to So on day 6. The result left the 23-year-old facing Sam Shankland in match 13. At stake, a rematch with the #1 seed and a shot at the Armageddon Championship Series America's title. The 2 grandmasters had never played each other, but 31-year-old Shankland got off to the better start as Tang conceded game 1. That meant he had to win the next game to stay in the competition. We join the action with Tang playing the white pieces.
Remember, a draw is as good as a victory for Sam because it means he will punch his way through to the final against Wesley.
All Sam really needs to do here is swap off all the rooks, because if you have opposite colour bishop versus opposite colour bishop, a draw is extremely likely. And when you have rooks on the board, it's normally who has the more active rooks, and Black's rook has got into White's position. White, on the other hand, is using his pawns to try to open things up. But I like what Sam's doing here. And this is not an ideal move from Andrew. Look at the other rook. The other rook, he's getting flanked here from both sides. Sam is bringing in the rooks. This looks fantastic. I think he's trapped the rook. Has he trapped the rook? This could be it.
It's falling apart. And that's it. The bishop will fall off the board, and that is why Andrew resigns.
Obviously, it's a big disappointment, but he played well. I've never played in a tournament that's made me this stressed, but also had so much fun playing it, so yeah, I really like the format.
So, to the final match. Sam Shankland with a chance of redemption against the #1 seed who beat him in the first round. We join the action in the first blitz game. Sam Shankland on the left of the board playing the black pieces. As always, Simon Williams and Jovanka Huska are calling the moves.
Look at that heart rate, 173. We have a new heart rate record, 175. Cordier, but the queen swings into the position and he pushes his pawn forwards. Wesley is really putting pressure on Sam, but Sam has the extra material. So if Sam can just defend and not get checkmated, he will win this game. But the pawn comes forwards, checking the king. They're both under 20 seconds here.
It's so dangerous, and now the bishop comes in. Big threat on the board of white pushing the d
Checkmate
on
in
one square.
It's checkmate in one threat, and queen can check the king. That would be checkmate. Can Sam defend this? That is a major threat. He might have to give his knight up. He has. The only way to defend, and there is the check. And it looks to me like Sam is now in serious trouble. What brilliant play from Wesley to turn this around.
Yeah, complete collapse by Sam Shankland. Such impressive stuff from Wesley. You know, nothing to be done. Now the rook comes in, big threat on the board of attacking and taking the pawn. And then, okay, queen checks, a pawn falls. Black's king is just
checkmate
panicking.
Must be coming soon.
Okay, well, checkmate threatened right now.
And that pawn could also become a queen very soon. It's only one square away from queening, so Sam covers that queening square with his own queen, but also Sam has a little bit of pressure against White's king. Another check there. It's not all over yet, especially with the time. Look at the clocks. It's so close on time. Wesley, a big check. He's won the rook.
He's won the rook,
He's
and that's
dropped
it.
the rook.
Game over.
And Wesley has won.
So emerging victorious once again, leaving Shankland needing to throw caution to the wind in Game 2.
Are the black pawns strong or are they weak? We call this pawn structure the Maroczy bind. It was named after the chess player Maroczy. He used to try and get this kind of situation with the pawns in the middle like that to control the center of the board. Not always easy to get, and the idea is you control, but they can be targets, and I can see that Sam, with his last bishop move, may be starting to target them. If his queen just moves over to the left, they line up against Black's central pawn. So there's a lot of play here, certainly, because the pieces remain on the board, and a very aggressive response from Wesley there.
I was not expecting that move, actually. I thought, you know, Wesley being in a must-draw situation or any result favouring him, I thought he would kind of hold on to those pawns in the middle, just push that pawn one square forward. And now, well, the play has been accelerated. As Simon mentioned, the e5 pawn will be a target, and it's all about whether Wesley can now start advancing with his pieces. You know, he's got a lovely knight hop into the middle of the board. Is the knight going to jump in right now, or is the bishop simply going to move to f6 to defend this pawn on e5?
Wesley seems to be a bit more relaxed with his heart rate at 134. Keep an eye on the evaluation bar as well. Fans of Sam Shotgun Shankland will be pleased to see it's a little bit in his favour, just a little bit above average for White. That knight comes into the middle as you predicted, Jovi.
Yeah, but the position is not necessarily that solid for Wesley, and we're expecting knight takes knight, played on the board, and now e5 is under attack, so you have to move your bishop. I would move it to f6, and there it goes. And somehow, you know, yes, White's pawn structure is pretty cramped, but he has some great pieces. I mean, take a look at that light square bishop. It's a beaut, as they say in Australia, and he is now lengthening the scope of his pieces by challenging with b4. And I really do like Sam's position, actually. There's a lovely harmony to it. You know, the rook on a8 is tied down. White's rook's better. And Wesley striking out in the center. Ooh, it's heating up.
I like this move from Wesley. He's doing a similar thing that he did in the first game. He realizes that the play is going against him. In some ways, Sam is outplaying the great Wesley So. So when things are not going your way, what you do, you throw more wood on the fire. You try to burn the house down, create some chaos, create some mayhem on the board. And he's doing that by swapping off those bishops, getting the opposite kind of bishops. And the problem that Sam can face here is if the black queen can get near to the white king, it's moving its way around there now, it could well be checkmate. That little black pawn by White's king is very, very dangerous. It's not all bad news for Sam. Sam positionally is doing great. Great pawns in the middle, great bishop in the middle. His white rook is very nice. He's just got to avoid getting checkmated, as we all do when we play chess. Not always easy when you're playing Wesley, though.
And he does make a space for his king. He advances it up, and the king can deal with the checkmating idea by hiding on h2. Yeah, we're all liable to get checkmated. Everybody, even the world champion. When it happens, we all lose. And I'm not sure I like Sam's last move, actually pushing the pawn, which looks very, very natural, but it does interfere.
I love this move. Sorry, Ivanka, but what a move that is.
Oh, no.
Fantastic move. And this is the problem we mentioned, Ivanka. He's offering a pawn. It can be captured in 3 different ways just to get that black queen in.
Okay.
The black queen is threatening to come in with checkmate.
Yeah, this is really, really shaky now for Sam. He has to attack the f3 pawn. He does it by moving his rook. And now the question is, how is Wesley going to snake the queen in, but at the same time hold on to this pawn? And okay, but he can force a draw, can he not? The bishop can retreat.
Then rook takes pawn might be playable.
Yeah.
So it's maybe not quite a draw yet. Wesley just bringing in another rook. But let's remember, if it is a draw, Wesley is the champion. This is so important to remember. Sam must win this one because he lost the first game. Wesley only needs a draw. They're both under a minute now. I love this last move because that rook could be joining by the swinging action. And the bishop comes in. Could this be, could you be right, Ivanka? Could this be?
Well, we're going to see it. The rook takes pawn.
I think it's winning for black. I think Wesley is simply winning.
Queen comes to the check.
And now the bishop. And now the bishop just slides to the middle. Move the bishop to the middle and you attack white's rook and you threaten. If the white rook moves, there'd be some checkmate ideas. That he does find the move. The bishop comes to the middle. The problem is, if that white rook that is attacked moves, the black queen checkmates. It goes in front of white's king, shakmat. And I don't see what white can do. This could be the end.
The kingdom has fallen. It is going to be the end, Simon. There's no way to defend against this. I mean, and the clock is ticking. Nothing is helping Sam. He steps up with his other rook, but after rook takes rook, and we're probably going to see even bishop takes rook is also going to win. Rook c8, attacking the queen.
We have a champion. Wesley So winning both games.
I think I got really nice positions actually in both games, but he was a bit sharper at a couple critical moments when I misplayed it, and yeah, I mean, credit to him for taking his chance when it came, of course, but I think I could have done better.
When I won the first game with white, the match was essentially pretty much over. Yeah. No, I'm very pleased because I haven't won a tournament in 4 months, so this is a huge deal for me.
Wesley So reigning supreme in Berlin, not losing a single game over 7 days to claim the Americas title in the very first Armageddon Championship Series event. The result means he'll be heading to the grand finale in September, along with runner-up Sam Shankland. Next up, it's the Asia and Oceania Series in April, but we'll leave you with a reminder of 7 days in Berlin that shows why Armageddon is the future of chess.
Big threat on the board.
The pieces are going to fly.
Whoa, what happened there?
Next move, checkmate.
And Wesley So is the champion